Hey, it's me. I'm back. So, we're obviously going to be talking about Spider-Man PS4 today, since one person asked me to, and I hate to disappoint my fans. You guys. Maybe 3 of you. Spider-Man PS4 came out a few weeks ago. I have some things to say about the game. I've done 2 playthroughs at this point, and I've taken like selfies with every single boss in the game. And I've been trying to get the attention of Brian Intihar, the creative director, and he won't notice them, so that's always fun. In the interest of keeping this a spoiler-free-ish video, I'll just link that down below. It's gonna be really hard to say things that haven't already been said about this game, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the characters first. I genuinely believe, though, that you should experience this game for yourself before watching this video, because it's so well done.
Do you...
Sorry to cook and run.
Did you just leave your clothes on the kitchen floor?
MJ is so good in this game. She's so well-rounded. She's shown to be capable, intelligent, and I love the dynamic she has with Peter here. You get more of a Lois Lane vibe from her than, say, the classic Mary Jane party girl from the comic books. But I think it really works in this universe, and I think it's just a lot more real.
Do you have his number? Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend? That'd be so cool.
Come on, Sherlock.
Miles is done better in this game than anywhere else, in my opinion. The Bendis dialogue kind of takes me out of his comics a little bit, but this guy, I'm so excited for him to possibly become Spider-Man. It does such a good job of showing Miles as not just a Peter Parker clone, but his own individual character. The experiences he goes through in the game, although maybe tragic, definitely play a part in the man he's going to become in future games, I think.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is, but...
The 2 of you would make some beautiful babies.
Aunt May is another character done really well in this game. More so than previous incarnations. She's so nurturing and kind to Peter. You can tell there's a genuine care there, and their relationship is one of the highlights of this game. Highlights. I really love seeing her and Peter interact in this game. She's also not like 80 years old, because why would she be? She looks like the aunt of a 23-year-old guy.
Mr. Osborn.
Oh, please. How long have we known each other? It's Mr. Mayor. It's Norman.
Norman Osborn is one of the most interesting changes to a character in this. In the comic books, he doesn't seem to care about anything at all. He just wants to kill Peter. But in this, he's a shady politician, but you do get the sense he genuinely cares. There are scenes that I won't spoil yet, but I really get the sense that he's not the same character from the comic books, and that might play a role in the future games to come. I mean, fingers crossed there's more than one of these, right? I mean, that would suck. Norman is even kind of charming. There's a scene early on in the game where he tells a joke and I laughed and then immediately felt bad about it.
Good work, Spider-Man. Did you learn anything about his motive?
I tried, but he's not very talkative. Plus, I think he hates me.
You have that effect on a lot of people.
But you love me, right, Yuri?
I tolerate you.
Ow.
Yuri Watanabe's great as well. I guess she's Spider-Man's Jim Gordon in this game. The banter in this game is just so well done. So cute, which is a weird thing to say, but you understand if you see it. You really like seeing their friendship develop over the course of this game. The villains, without spoiling who's in it and who's not, they're just updates on the classic 60s villains. I mean, minus Mr. Negative, who may or may not be in this game. He is. But they're all updated to a point where I think it's just a bit of common sense. Like how Rhino's suit isn't just like a big costume, it's like kind of biomechanical a little bit. Electro doesn't have the star mask, it's actually a burn on his face, which is interesting. least, Peter Parker. This is my favorite version of Peter Parker to date in any adaptation of Spider-Man. I am not a big fan of high school Peter Parker. I think if you're going to tell a high school Spider-Man story, just use Miles. Peter Parker has always worked better as an adult. It's amazing that people cite Peter as being a high school student so much when he barely spent any time in high school in the comic books. This Spider-Man, played excellently by Yuri Lowenthal, he encapsulates everything great about the character. I used to think it wasn't possible to adapt the Peter Parker I know and love fully, but this is it. Toby wasn't much of a wisecracker. Andrew, he had a weird accent, and he went a bit over the top. He was a bit more of an Edward Cullen type in that movie. That fact really kind of takes me out of those movies. And Tom Holland's Spidey is closer to Iron Man than Spider-Man. I do like the Iron Man-Spider-Man relationship. I do not think it should have been given to him the second he becomes Spider-Man. I think he has to earn that. This Peter Parker does have tech like the Homecoming Spider-Man, but he built it himself. He's not overly jokey, and when he does joke, it's based on the situation instead of a pop culture reference. He's constantly putting the care of others first and trying to remain an optimist in times that just really, really push his patience. This is the perfect Spider-Man and the perfect Peter Parker to date. Not like date, to like as of now. Like the date. Which is fitting because the story is the best adaptation of Spider-Man to date as well. The Raimi movies are close, but this just knocks it out of the park. You have the emotion of those movies mixed in with just pure immersion. You have several different plot threads all playing out, and they all spell trouble for both Peter Parker and Spider-Man, which Insomniac said themselves is the best way to tell a Spider-Man story when it affects both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. It mixes real life, like getting evicted, with Spider-Man problems like gang violence. The acting is fucking fantastic, and it gives us so much emotion, and honestly, I cried twice. Four times if you count the second time I played through it. The acting is superb. Okay, so now is spoiler time. If you haven't seen it, don't watch this next part. I get the feeling that they're going to position this into Superior Spider-Man, which is a bad feeling for me. If you don't know what Superior Spider-Man is, it's when Dr. Octopus is dying, so he switches bodies with Peter Parker and takes over as Spider-Man and becomes the Superior Spider-Man. My bones just clicked. I'm not a big fan of that run. It's got some creepy parts, like Dr. Octopus trying to rape MJ. It seems like they're positioning this because they keep making references in the story to Otto Octavius' body failing, but his mind being fine. I'm worried with Dan Slott's involvement on this game that this is what they're gonna do. I really hope it's not, because I don't want to play as Otto Octavius. I want to play as Peter Parker or Miles Morales, which also leads me to think they're going to make Miles the main Spider-Man and have maybe Peter as an antagonist if they do Superior Spider-Man. I would prefer to play as Miles than as Otto Octavius, I'll say that. And it would be really interesting if in the future games they have you switching between both of them, now that Miles has his powers because of the end of the game. I also don't think they're going to make Norman the Goblin in the next game. I think he's just not there yet as a character. I think we might be getting Venom, because Brian Intihar, man who won't notice my selfies on Twitter, he said that the reason they didn't include the symbiote suit as an unlockable suit in this game is because when they do have it in the game, they want it to be part of the story. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. Trust me, I know which Harry Potter film is best. Now will you please notice my Spider-Man selfies, please Brian. That's about it. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about this game. I've watched videos myself on this game. It's really hard to not say the same stuff as everyone else. So, I hope I did a good job of that. If you did watch it and you enjoyed it, check out my podcast, check out my Spidey Selfies thread. My podcast is pretty much just me and my friend doing more of this, but for an hour and a half. So, if you like that, alright. Thank you. Be good to each other. Where did that come from? Be good to each other. Have a nice week, and I will see you next week. Yes, I will. I'll see you next week.